Welcome to Twilight Zone of Cinema, where we look at the unsolved mysteries of film. Things like what was with the S in Superman 2? Were the Three Stooges time travelers? How did Michael Myers learn to drive? Will we be answering any of that tonight? Probably not. I'm your host, Robert Surley, because Rod Stack sounds too much like an adult film star's name. We're going to look at cinema and what fascinates us about it. Stay tuned. You may be asking, what's the first step of making a film? Well, that's easy. Writing. And if you don't know how to come up with an idea, guess what? We have some old VHS footage of how Clive Barker came up with Hellraiser. Roll it. Hey Clive, it's your favorite producer. Yeah, I've been down here talking with the other guys. You got anything? Because we got to start filming something, man. Oh, you got a bad case of writer's block. Well, that sucks, man. You know what I do is I just read the papers and take inspiration from them. At a local bar last week, a biker dude went in there and just started fighting with people. I don't know, just some local Hellraiser. They didn't say why. It puzzles me. Speaking of puzzles, how about this damn Rubik's Cube? Have you seen these things? I don't even know why I bother. Nothing good happens when you solve it. Somebody should make a movie about that. An evil Rubik's Cube. I don't ever sell. Oh, one more thing. When you're down here, I gotta show you this crazy sex shop open next door with these wacky leather outfits. I don't know who wears this shit, but each their own, you know. Oh, you got an idea? Oh man, I'll let you go. Gotta strike while the iron's hot. Let me know how it turns out. Cats. Maybe you like horror films. Well, we filmed a little horror movie. Enjoy Bucket of Blood. God, these commercials suck. They don't even have catchy jingles like, hell, I still remember that damn Mr. Bucket song from when I was a kid.
Isn't that the children's commercial about where they stuck balls in their mouth?
That's not the actual song. Everybody remembers it wrong. But that was the original song that was never aired. The guy who worked in the factory and made the toy wrote that song. And it was about putting balls in his mouth. And if you want him to, he'll spit them out. And they wouldn't take it. So he went crazy, fused a bucket to his head, and castrated 8 workers and ran off into the woods.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Have you been drinking?
No, but I need you to come help me move some stuff out back, trying to find some stuff to sell. I need to get some board game money. That Monopoly keeps me sober.
Holy shit. He's wearing a poncho and it's not even raining. If we make it through this alive, I'm going to kill you.
Mr. Bucket, put your balls in my mouth, and if you want me to, I'll spit them right out.
Distract him so I can come up with an idea. Okay. Bucket head. Jazzy. All these years, I gotta have some type of combat knowledge. I know, if I roll a nat 20, I'll make a bow and arrow out of whatever I find around here. Yes, D20. Buckethead. You can't have my balls in your mouth. You can have this shaft in your face. You almost kicked the bucket. We both did. That was terrifying. Maybe you like educational films, you know, but things that are interesting, like treasure hunting. How about we check out my friend Harold, I call him Harry, but he loves to go by Harold Philip Ness, and see what he finds. Hey there, Harold Philip Ness here to give you some treasure hunting advice. The best tip I can tell you is a great spot, and the best spot I have ever found is graveyards. Those places are just full of boxes of jewelry. Now you may say, well, isn't that immoral or illegal? Well, I'm not a lawyer. But, you know, I think it should be immoral and illegal to put dead bodies in holy ground. Am I right? You know, and if a cop ever stops me, I'm sure they'll understand when I explain my point of view. And, oh, well, looks like somebody's setting off my security alarm. Hold on. Oh, hey guys. So, Yeah, that cop did not like what I said, and I got in a lot of trouble. I'm out right now, but I got some massive court costs, but I got a way to fix it. So I met this guy in jail who had this shaved head and all these 88 tattoos. He said him and his group want some military hardware, and I know just the place where I'm taking you today. Okay, so my plan is to sell those guys landmines. Now they've been deactivated for many years, I'm sure, because they've been in the ground all this time since the 60s. So it should be safe. So we'll cut the camera too as I go around and we'll see what I find. I'm just gonna run right through this minefield and see what I find. You know what they say, a mine's a terrible thing to waste. Now, I would show you his body cam footage, but that'll get us kicked off of YouTube. But we are gonna make a reenactment, so let's watch that. At least he went out with a bang. Keep in mind when making a film, you should probably be very consistent with your characters. Things like hair, clothes, background, if it changes just all of a sudden, people are gonna notice. Now that being said, there's a lot of questions that get asked about filmmaking, and I thought we would just take some time to answer some important ones. 1. Who's the greatest director of all time? Obvious, Alan Smithee. You should watch every one of his films from the 60s to the 2000s. He has an amazing amount of range and never gets any credit. And secondly, the biggest question of all time, and it's an easy answer. You might be asking, well, how do I get funding for my film? And that's easy. 2 words. Insurance fraud. You should probably go now. Careful, friend. You don't want to burn through all that money. Honestly, though, if you don't want to go that route, anybody can make a movie. I made one in high school with no budget, and it should answer all your questions. Let's roll a clip of it right now.
Get it back, I got the camera. Let's try.
There, I hope all your questions were answered about that. Moving on.
Maybe you like documentaries on military things, like this vid. Let's see. Iraq 2005 was part of military contractors that guarded the shipments. And went to like the Walmarts and stuff. A lot of beverage trucks. We jokingly called it the Cola Wars. Check out this souvenir I brought home. Nah, it's just airsoft. I heard the actual ones look a little different. But yeah, man, worst thing I ever saw, war crime wise. One day we're guarding this truck, and there was an explosion, and a lot of gunfire. We got ambushed. We got word, you know, that U.S. Army forces were nearby in a theater, but nobody had heard from them. So, you know, we're like, okay, our orders are to go in there, find out what's going on, regroup, and come back and take over the area and guard the stuff till reinforcements arrive. So, we go in and walked in, and I saw a couple guys, and, you know, they looked stunned. Nobody was talking to me. And I didn't know what was going on. A couple guys throwing up. So I got further down in the theater. I'll never forget what I saw. When I looked up on that screen, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Nobody asked for that. Who does that to U.S. troops fighting a war? You know, you've heard theater of war. Well, this was a theater of war crime, is what I saw on that screen. I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to arrest the Tim Burtons brought up on charges. You can believe that. You ever heard of Schlock and Awe Films?
Schlock and Awe Films? What's that?
Wow, adult film star Jasmine Dark. They're a film company ran by Newt Wallen.
Who the fuck is Newt Wallen, and why should I care?
This is Newt Wallen. He's worked on all of these films. He created Swamp Zombies 2.
Swamp Zombies 2? Oh wow, that's a masterpiece. Take all my money now.
And you can watch Swamp Zombies 2 on Tubi right now, I think. I know, a lot of us missed the video store experience. But, it wasn't always good. You remember stuff like this happening?
Looks like only one movie left. Things? Isn't that John Carpenter film? I'll be a big hit at my friend's party when I bring this tonight.
I'm never inviting that jackass to anything ever again.
Thing is, not having friends after that incident's not that bad. Every night, I get some Captain Morgan spiced apple rum, some Sundrop, mix it together, and I just spend every night getting more hammered than Nancy Pelosi's husband. Well, I hope you've enjoyed all of that. Anything else?
What are you, a film school reject shamelessly promoting your friend's channel?
Hey, first off, you have to apply to film school to be rejected. Secondly, I'm not a shameless promoter, but that does remind me. Before we meet again, try Oasis for the softest taste of all.